podcast. We have a special guest in the building, Elvira Guzman. Did I say your name right?
Yes, you did.
Guzman, publicist, author, public speaker. I met you down at the event that I hosted, Urkel's event, his birthday, actually. And, I've been seeing so much stuff about you on social media, and you have, like, this energy, man. You bring this positive, great energy. And, I follow you on IG, and I believe I follow you on Twitter as well. And I remember you was telling me about your story. And, you're just a positive individual. And I like that what you do for people. I like that you help people find their purpose. And I don't even know where to start with you because you have so much of a story. I guess let's start with when you found out about your parents being incarcerated for 5 years, and you found out that your sister that was 21, she had to basically raise you. Let's start from there. I think that was after your basketball practice, right?
Yeah, definitely. So I was a freshman in high school, and I got the news that my parents had been arrested. And it was an extreme shock to me because my parents had 2 businesses. One was a spiritual store, and they had never done anything to my knowledge to be illegal. And it was extremely disturbing to my life. When you think back to your teenage years, those are formative years where you're kind of trying to figure out who you are, what you want to do for the rest of your life. And when something big happens, it almost shakes you to your core. And so I definitely feel that because I had that obstacle, some of the advantages is that I was able to grow up extremely quick, and I already had to figure out how I was going to create my future without having to depend on parents or without having to depend on somebody else. I knew that I needed to do it. And at that time, I'm very fortunate that I am the youngest of 4. So my sister, who was 21 at the time, she had just graduated from USC. She took on a huge load and said that she was going to be the person that signed, that she was going to be my guardian. And thanks to her, I was able to not go into the foster care system, and I was able to excel. So at that point, I decided to dedicate myself to education, and I started getting a 4.2 GPA in high school. Yeah.
Was there ever a time that you just, I'm pretty sure it was, it comes to all of us, that you just wanted to throw in the towel? Like, you kind of wanted to kind of give up a little bit. Was there ever a time for you?
Almost every single day. It was really hard, and especially on holidays. Yesterday my assistant asked me a question which really kind of shocked me. She was like, "What's your favorite holiday?" And when you ask a kid that who has had to spend holidays without their parents, it's almost like holidays don't exist, and it's something that you don't look forward to them, because everyone's like saying, "Oh, I'm going to get ready for Christmas or for Thanksgiving," and on those days you're not going to be with your family. And so looking back, there's very few that I could remember that were memorable because I decided to block it out of my mind. And so having that experience, once again, I feel that just helped me grow. And now when I look to the future for, like, for instance, Thanksgiving, I was just telling my mom, because I know that those holidays are hard for me, I look around to see who's having a hard time so I could go make them have a great time. So for this November, I'm going to be doing an event at the Juvenile Hall. I'm going to call it Girl Talk. I'm going to take my friend that's a radio host from 93.5 K-Day. I'm going to throw them a pizza party. My mom's donating pumpkin pies, and I'm going to give them something to have a positive experience for Thanksgiving versus a negative one, which I had a few of them in my life.
What kept you going in the midst of hard times? What kept that fire under your belt?
God and faith and my parents. I didn't want to disappoint them. I wanted to make them proud, and I wanted to show them that everything that they had instilled in me mattered, and that I was going to be successful just like them, because when I was younger, they were the most successful people in my neighborhood, and they weren't greedy with it. They would